Yo guys, what is going on? Blossom is back and welcome back to another episode of Top Drives. And I like to do these videos from time to time, couple times a year, and that is reviewing every single prize car, legendary and epic, that has yet to be released. Everything that you see here is every legendary and epic prize car that has been existing in Top Drives up till the latest update of Asian Pacific Grand Prix that has yet to be released. Now, the prize car coming out this weekend is of course the Lancer Evo 8 RS. It's still going to be in this list because technically, well, not technically, but literally it's not being given out yet. So today's video, I just want to talk about every single prize card that hasn't been released and how badly do I want them. Now, one thing I want to state is that this is a very honest video, okay? This is an honest video from my personal standpoint. You might want some cars that I do not want. I might want some cars that you do not want. If you would like to do this tier list by yourself, I will have a link in the description to this tier list as well. Feel free to share it with me on Instagram or on Discord if you are in my Discord. So here are the tiers. There's Take My Money. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I will open packs and do whatever it takes to get that prize car. Number 2 is Actually Try. These are, the ones where I will open some packs, not all of them. I will upgrade cars. I will try and push myself to try and get it. And ultimately, I want that prize car a lot more than I do not. In the third tier is Not Opposed. Basically, like, if I get it, cool. If I don't get it, yeah, maybe it'll sting just a little bit, but it really isn't that bad. And then in the fourth tier is It Is What It Is, because it literally is what it is. If I get it, cool. If I don't get it, sure, it is what it is. Usually those kind of prize cars that fall in It Is What It Is, if I do get them, it's because in their tri-series or in their challenge, in their legendary challenge, I just had the cars. If basically for this tier, I'm not going to upgrade anything. I'm literally not going to upgrade anything. If I win it, I win it. And then the last one is literally don't care. Like, yes, there's a chance that I might win it, but like, again, it is kind of like it is what it is, but at the same time, like, I don't even care. Like, if this is the next tri-series prize car, an example for literally don't care is the GT series that we just had for the Hyundai Ioniq, like, or whatever it was. I think it's an Ioniq. I don't even know the full name. Like, literally couldn't care less. Like, oh, that's the next prize car. All right, waiting for what's coming next. You know what I mean? So without further ado, let's get into it. First one is gonna be the Alpha Coloni S1. Jakob, if you are watching, I know that it's one of the prize cars that you want the most, so that would definitely be Take My Money. Look, contrary to popular belief, I'm not actually a whale, because if I was actually a whale, I know some people are already gonna disagree with me, but like, if I was actually a whale, guys, I wouldn't even be making this video, because I would just know that I'll be getting every single prize card because I can just throw money at the game. The fact that I'm genuinely actually not a whale, yes, I spend money, but like, the fact that I'm genuinely not a whale is the reason why I'm making this video. I gotta choose what I want and what I do not want. Alpha Coloni, yeah, I'll actually try for that. It's got a ridiculously low 0 to 60, one of the best Italian cars in the game. Handling is okay, just a slightly better version of the Alpha Pro car, honestly, and that is exactly what I want. The Pro car is already amazing, and let's not forget that the Coloni is also a freaking saloon, I believe. So yeah, that's a good one. Definitely one that I will try. Next one is the Alfa Romeo Tipo 33 or 33. I mean, it is what it is. It's like really lightweight and it handles okay, but like ultimately I don't really care. The Audi Auto Union or Union, whatever you want to call it, the Streamliner, again, whatever. The only thing about the car is that it's got 269, I guess, for a top speed, which is absolutely ridiculous, but I can guarantee you that the Audi Auto Union is going to lose to the Fiji water car on everything besides the testable, unless that has a ridiculously high MRA, which I just don't think it will, because it's 65. I feel like if it had a ridiculously high MRA, it would be like at least 69. I'm not even trying to say 69 for 69 purposes. I actually think it would just be 69, but yeah, 65. Audi R18, I mean, yeah, I would actually try, but the main reason for the Audi R18 why it doesn't take my money is there's always this lingering factor that the Porsche 919 is just a better car, which is like, take my money. I guarantee you it's either going to be the Audi R18 or the Porsche 919 that's going to be your end of year prize car, the big one, either for the new year or for the end of the year. Like, usually that's when the biggest prize car always comes out, because everyone is free, everyone can play. either the 919 or the R18. If it's the 919, take my money. If it's the R18, I will actually try, but I'm not going to break the bank to try and get it. Next up is the BMW 760. I mean, I'm not opposed. At the end of the day, like, it's not like the best thing in the world. 93 RQ for 77 handling is an absolute scam, but it's got 4-wheel drive, center tires, medium ground clearance, and it's also a saloon. I am a saloon collector, so with all those niches taken into account, I'm not opposed getting it. It's pretty bad for a price car, but it's in my niches. I love saloons more than you know, so yeah, I'm not opposed. BMW X6, the Vermilion, whatever, I don't care. Brabham BT62 competition. Now, for an RQ100 car, the stats are pretty crappy. 2.798. If I can find another RQ100 car, the Genesis isn't even that good of a comparison. I mean, 2.999 to 2.798. I don't know. There's not a lot of good comparisons in this list. But honestly, for the BT62, I can assume that the MRA is going to be pretty good. But honestly, for both Brabhams, I'm just not opposed. They look okay. The problem is, right, like, prize cars in my case are starting to feel like a dime a dozen. Like, if you're not a standout, then I don't really care. On top of that, like, Brabhams aren't cars that I can frequently use. They are in niches that aren't very popular, aka they're Australian. Now, I'm not being racist or anything like that. It's Hutch. I'm not saying that they're racist, but I'm just saying that they never do Australian events. You never see Australia ×5 in clubs. Like, the reality is this: most people won't care, but I do. If you're not a mainstream requirement in clubs, I will just automatically care about you less, because clubs make me money, and money makes me real money because I do pack opening videos and that gets views. So, like, doing well in clubs just mean monumentally more to me than you know. So basically, I want cars that are good in clubs, that can be used in clubs. And the thing is, you can't use Australian cars in clubs. Yes, I can occasionally use them for rear-wheel drive, but if you're just comparing them for rear-wheel drive alone, I got way better rear-wheel drive cars in my garage already. So I'm not opposed. They're not bad, but I don't really care. Bufori BMS R2 is, like, I guess you can say is take my money. I mean, the odds of the Bufori BMS is, like, it's not going to be a Tri-Series prize car. It's just going to be, like, a really good prize in the Legendary Challenge, which I'll probably get anyway. It's usually in the Legendary Challenges that I would lose at, most likely lose at the Legendary levels, not the Epic levels. So I'm not too scared that the Bufori will be in a challenge. It'll be too hard for me to get it in. But I do want it. It's the best Malaysian car in the game, and also a really good epic, so it's kind of just a worse version of the Jetta G90 or something like that. Also, another thing why I rate this higher than maybe the Audi R18, for example, is because it's a really good epic, and epics are easier, monumentally easier for me to upgrade than legendaries, right? Next up, Copa Camaro. I mean, yeah, I'll actually try if the day ever comes. But honestly, this car has been around since, like, American Dream, and it's not been released yet. I don't think it ever will be released. It's just here for vibes. It's in the game for vibes. That's it. I'm gonna skip the two Dodges for a second because that's really obvious. The Ford F-150 Raptor R. I mean, like, I'm not opposed. Like, I'm an American collector, so, like, I want it, and it's got a really beautiful photo. But for 76 RQ and 71 handling, like, that's a recipe for disaster. I know for a fact that if I win it, I'm not going to max it, and I'm barely even going to use it. I love the car. I think it's a really cool photo, really good looking car, but, like, I'm just not going to use it much. So I'm not opposed. Like, I would like to get it, but, like, that's it. When I get it, mission accomplished. I'm not going to do anything else. The Ford Mach-E, the fake Mustang thing. Again, I'm not opposed. Handling kind of sucks. The 4-wheel drive makes it kind of redundant. It's not like you're going to use it in the rain because of slick tires. 2.0 for a 0 to 60 is good, yeah, but, like, 160. The thing is, right, no top speed, no handling, but it's got 104 RQ. Like, it's literally more expensive than your Alpha Coloni, which makes me think that the MRA of the Mustang Mach-E is going to be like 130 or something like that. Like, it's going to be ridiculously monumentally high. Yeah, I would like to get it. I wouldn't say that I'll try too hard for it, but I will try. So I'm just gonna give it in mid-range. Like, I'm not opposed. Mustang Cobra Jet though, yeah, take my money, dude. Like, the fact that that's just the opposite of the Ford E1400, whatever. It's like an actual Mustang. It's gasoline. Like, I love that. And also it knows what it wants to be. It's got that ridiculously low 0 to 60. It's only gonna be a dragster, and I'm completely okay with that. One of the few cars that I would definitely max out if I ever won. So yeah, take my money for the Mustang. Ford Mustang Mach-E GT again. It is what it is. Ford Police Interceptor Sedan. Again, it kind of is what it is. It's four-wheel drive. It's standard, yes, but it's only 84 handling. I have many more epics that are four-wheel drive and also standard that are just better than this. So it is what it is. The Ford RS200 Group B rally car, like I would actually try for that because it's four-wheel drive and it gets to 98 handling when you max it out. I mean, that's always good. And as far as I remember, that's still medium ground clearance. The Jetta G57 P2, don't really care. Here's the thing, right? Like, it's actually really similar to the Brabhams, as in, like, it actually handles better than both the Brabhams. So I only think that the Brabhams, I don't even know if I'm saying it right, are just like higher in RQ because they're slightly better MRA. I don't care. Like, these cars now, one time in my Top Drives career, 2899 was seen as like the end all be all. Like, this was the car that I genuinely always wanted. It's gonna be a game changer, blah blah blah. Guys, I own the 905B, I own the HDI Fab, I own the Pagani Huayra R, I own the Peugeot T16. I have enough prize cars where missing out on those level prize cars doesn't even dent my garage anymore. So yeah, it is what it is. The Jetta G58 slightly better. I'll put it in not opposed. 100 handling is no joke. Like, I will always appreciate that. But at the end of the day, it's not a car that I'm super passionate about. Like, yeah, it's okay. Like, if it comes around, I'll try and get it, definitely. I wouldn't try that hard where I would upgrade at max legendaries and stuff like that, but like, and I wouldn't open a bunch of packs, but like, you know, I'm not opposed. Like, if it comes around, I'll try and get it. Now I need to say that actually trying and not opposed in both tiers, I'm actually trying. It's just that actually trying is like, you know, it's like the slang, like I'm actually like sweating to try and get it, you know. Hennessy Venom F5 is like the #1 prize car that I want the most, so yeah, take my money. Hyundai Genesis PM580. Again, you know, it's one of those cars where I just feel like it's gonna have like bonkers MRA, because for 102 it doesn't have any handling, 92 is terrible, and 143 top speed is terrible. Again, like, I'm not even pretty sure. My own Mercedes, which is a saloon, it's an E-Class with like a 4-cylinder engine, has a higher top speed than the Hyundai Genesis, and then this prize car. So yeah, dude, I mean, the MRI is probably great. Yeah, great, but like, whatever. It's also all surface tires, which is another thing to think about, but I don't care about all surface tires. I'm gonna put the Hyundai Veloster rally car in the same place. I will always prefer all surface tires. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm being stupid. I will always prefer off-road tires over all surface tires. Like, literally do not care. You know, the Genesis, I'll move it up one, but the Veloster stays in. It is what it is. Okay, next up, the Hyundai i20 WRC. It pains me to say this, but I really, really want it. It is the highest handling four-wheel drive off-roader in the game. And the thing is, the off-road meta, only one thing matters, and that's, handling. And yeah, I actually have a feeling that the Hyundai i20 WRC, although it's only RQ82, will actually beat the Suzuki Escudo Pikes Peak, which is like RQ96. And the main reason for that is because the Escudo Pikes Peak gets to 99 handling, but the Hyundai i20 WRC gets to 100. So for that reason alone, I think the Hyundai will actually be the better car in off-road situations, which is a bit scary. Now, that is the prize car for photo finish, and I do not have a good hand for photo finish, and that is a car that I really, really want to get. So I'm actually saving my gold right now for photo finish carbon fibers, because that is a car that is definitely on my sights. Hyundai Lanta Delta 1600 HF four-wheel drive Coupe A. Not opposed. I have the Morgan. I'm not the Morgan, sorry. I have the MG Metro off-roader, and that's just slightly better because it has 86 handling. So Delta is cool. You know what? I'm actually going to put it up to actually trying, because it actually is Italian. It has its niches. Yeah, actually trying. Sure. Four-wheel drive off-road. Can't go wrong with that. MKZ Black Label, not opposed. 85 handling, four-wheel drive standard tires, slightly better than the Ford Police Interceptor, sure. Mazda 323, which I will also 323. Yes, actually trying. It's really cheap as well. It's gonna be a great bargain for four-wheel drive off-road. Mazda 767B, it is what it is. Sure, got millions of cars with those stats now in my garage. Mazda CX-50 2.5 Turbo Meridian Edition. Again, it is what it is. It's four-wheel drive off-road tires. That's good. Might be a decent car in motocross. Handles pretty well. But I do believe that the Bronco R is a more effective car. So, yeah. The Mazdas are up next. Now, these ones are interesting because they are Japanese. There are not a lot of heavy hitting Japanese prize cars, so let me judge them accordingly. The Mazda RT24P, I will actually try it because it has really good handling, and I don't have a lot of Japanese cars that get 100 handling stock, so that is one thing to consider. Mazda RX Vision GT3, not too bad, I'm not opposed. The Sky Active D LMP2, I'm also going to put in actually trying. I just feel like for my Japanese collection, it is lacking on the high end, and I think that those two cars will kind of help me in that niche a lot more. Unlike the Jetta might be the better car compared to the Mazdas, but the issue is my British high end is already pretty damn strong. So, like, I don't really care if I miss out on it. Like, it hurts less if I miss out on it. I still kind of want it, but, like, I just think that the Mazdas will be a bit more important in my garage because my Japanese garage is a little bit weaker. Now, let's talk about the Evos, right? So, the Evolution 2 and the Evolution 5. Yeah, they're all going to be take my money, to be honest. They are four-wheel drive, off-road, easy to upgrade. The main thing there, easy to upgrade. And they are slightly better versions of the Lancia Delta and the Mazda 323. Lancer Evolution RS, I mean, again, like top three, I would say. Like, the Venom is your fast, your Mitsubishi is your wet, your Hyundai is your, off-road, and your Porsche is your twisty. I mean, you have the perfect trifecta over here, and even the drag with the Mustang. Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution X, I mean, yeah, I do want that. It sounds like it will be the better version of the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 8, which is the prize car that has been, what I've hailed to be the best car in the game for the longest time when it was an epic. On paper, the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution X MR FQ 440 seems to be slightly better because it handles just a little bit more. Also medium, also a saloon, also four-wheel drive. It has a chock full of niches as well. Lancer WRC 05. Actually trying. Yes, it is very, very, very good. I'm gonna bump it up, take my money, sure, because I don't know if I can even get the Hyundai i20, so the Lancer will be my fallback, I guess. Mitsubishi MIEVs, now these two I don't care as much. I'll give it not opposed. I care about the Mazdas more than the Mitsubishis when it comes to prize cars. These cars just don't really excite me that much, to be honest. The Mitsubishi Pajeros, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. It's also four-wheel drive, it's also off-road, but 75 handling compared to 85, 87. They're all four-wheel drive, they're all above low ground clearance, or at least most of them are. I couldn't care less for the Pajeros, honestly. The Nissan R85V 2895. I'll be honest, I'm not opposed, and it is what it is. 95 handling just isn't that good for a car of that RQ. I'm expecting 97 plus. Porsche Cayenne Turbo GT, take my money. Yeah. You know me, man. I always like to boast. I'm not boast, but roast the all-surface tire niche. But to my core, I'm a Porsche guy. Like, I love Porsches. So, like, I do want to go for the Cayenne Turbo GT. Also, it is an SUV, and it also is like a 7-seater. Unlike, the ones that I put down here, like the Hyundai Veloster and the Hyundai Genesis. Like, number one, they're not Porsche. Number two, they don't have high ground clearance. And number three, they're not SUVs with 7 seats. Now, moving on is the Porsche Mission R. Ew. And not opposed, I guess. Honestly, like, I want to put it in it is what it is. I don't really care for too much about it. Remake Concept S, again, I'm not opposed. E-Runner, not opposed. Ram 1500 TRX, I mean, again, like, I love Dodge, I love Mopar, so I'm going to put it in and take my money. And of course, talking about loving Dodge and loving Mopar, yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious that the Charger and the Challenger was going to be taking my money. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm very happy with my evaluation of things. These are genuinely the legendary prize cards that I want the most. These are the epic prize cards that I want the most, either because they are really useful or because I love them because they're Mopar. Actually trying, got a handful of cars over there as well, and everything else is just it is what it is. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for today. Let me know down in the comments below what your list would look like. If you would like to participate in this tier list, I will have the link in the description below to my tier list profile. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to stay safe, wash your hands, and blossom out. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly, got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly, got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Sit back, relax,